Hey guys, I think we are live. This is episode 120. Let's get the show started because this is an important topic that we're going to share today. Let's get it started.
Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh, the hotel industry's top weekly resource for everything hospitality. Each week, you'll hear insights and the latest trends. Plus, get ready to be inspired by hotel leaders that are here to help you grow. Now, here's your host, Rupesh Patel.
What's up? Good morning. Somebody comment and let me know that this is live. I don't see it live on LinkedIn. I'm refreshing my screen. I don't see it live. Maybe we're live, maybe we're not. But guys, welcome. This is episode 120, and we're doing the best of this month, and I'm super excited that we're going to share some great insights with you today. And this episode is brought to you by smartguests.com. Somebody put it in the comments. www.smartguests.com. Thank you so much to Smart Guests with over 50 tools to help your hotel improve its customer service, reviews, all of those things, including operations. Smartguests.com can help you too. Over 4,850 clients within the United States. So hotels like yours are buying products and helping their hotels improve with smartguests.com. Somebody let me know that this is live on LinkedIn. And yes, Brenda says we're live and kicking. Catherine says we're live. Good morning, Jay. That says yes, let's go. All right. So Sarah, usually every week we have Sarah Danishi on, and she usually shares a hospitality minute, which is the latest in hotel news and technology and travel, all those things. Well, this week she's in Antarctica. And if you don't, if you haven't followed her, follow her on her Instagram channel. Here it is, at Ask a Concierge. She is doing an entire story in Antarctica. So shout out to her. I know she couldn't do it live because the internet down there is spotty at best. And she was like, I don't want to tune in and not have a show for you. So we will follow this back up next week. And this week, we're just going to continue with the show. And remember, this is a best of. So we're going to share the best of what happened this year. All right. So let's see. My mindset this week, and it is something different than what we usually share. My mindset this week, let me pull it up, is I want to thank you so much for supporting me. And I've had so many reasons to celebrate this year. And here's some reasons why. Over 400 or 16,000 of you yesterday viewed this. And thank you so much to the 433 people that liked and commented. Listen, I'm fortunate that I was able to get on the Hoteliers, today's Hotelier by AHOA magazine in mid-year this year, and then had the opportunity to interview a bunch of people, amazing people. I hope that you watch some of these shows that we had these amazing people on to inspire all of us. And I got to do that. So super excited about that. And I celebrated. I also got to be invited to a bunch of conferences this year. So I'm super thankful for that. And, I bought a few properties with my partners up in the Northeast. So super excited. But guys, one of the best things that happened to me this year is I was able to learn and grow, as we all have. And I think that was like my win, and that's why I'm celebrating. So guys, thank you so much for your support. I know that 2022 is going to be an amazing year. And I think it's gonna be an awesome year for all of us. And guys, comment and let me know if you're super excited about 2022. All right, let's get the show started. This is a best of, and we're talking about how to find people. So let's get the show started. Here it is. Here's the episode that we shared with a bunch of marketing tips to help you find that staff member that you're looking for. This episode was one of the most popular. So here it goes, guys. Until next week, I'll see you then. Bye. About, are you hiring? And if you're hiring, are you using the proper marketing channels or a different way or approach to marketing? And you do such a great job on all these different channels, and you're omnipresent you're everywhere, which is the name of the game these days, because folks are pretty much everywhere, and you can't just pick one channel and stick to it. So LinkedIn is a job site for part of what they offer, but it's also a social media site, right? So don't just stick to LinkedIn and have a LinkedIn job post and that's it, right? What else would you recommend as far as a few things that like is Instagram, and you have a huge following on Instagram, over 125, 30,000 followers now. Can you use Instagram to target folks that are looking for a job in your local market?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it also depends on your property as well too. You know, it depends on whether it makes sense. Like, at the end of the day, and I'm sure that you will agree with this because I know you've got a lot of tips that you were sharing with me ahead of time. But at the end of the day, you want to get the word out there to where your potential employees are hanging out. So obviously you're going to do like the traditional job sites for sure. There are creative ways to do that. I know that you've got a lot of creative ways in regards to that. But again, don't hesitate to think outside of the box and to maybe utilize some of these platforms, whether it would be Instagram or LinkedIn. Also utilize, and I know that we've talked about this before, one of the biggest ways to help get new hires is through referrals. So maybe you come up with different plans to or different incentives for your current employees to share with their friends and families and loved ones. Maybe they happen to share a post on their personal Facebook page, you know? So there are a lot of different ways that once you create the post, it's all about amplifying. And I know we talk a lot about amplifying posts, but how you can creatively amplify and reach the people where they're hanging out on social media. So, yeah. I mean, that's, I think, one of my ways is this: utilize your employees already, and then utilize their network.
And then utilize your network locally. So like, not only your employees, but guess what? You might have friends that work at other hotels where they don't want to move from that hotel, but guess what? They have friends, right? And you can incentivize that employee at another hotel that say, hey, if you find me somebody, I'll pay, if they stick around for like whatever, 30 days, 90 days, 60, whatever it is, I'll give you $100 or $250 or $500. I've seen $1,000 bonuses that I've seen people post on LinkedIn or other channels, right? So there are opportunities outside of, like you were saying, your box, where you can think of like other ways, like, you know, think of other local businesses that their employees might know friends, and you can incentivize them because, you know, in human nature, it's always what's in it for me, and how can you incentivize folks to help you out instead of you struggling to find people, right?
Oh, totally.
You definitely have to think creatively. And for me, when we're looking for a couple positions right now, GM positions, and I was like, let me reach out to my network. So one person I reached out to was Jeremy with Gecko Hospitality, and he was like, here's what to do, and here's what you can do, and here's different things. Last week we talked to Rob with I forgot this company's name, but they hired 2,000 people in 90 days, right? And I think that's an opportunity where just texting was a thing I didn't even understand. Like, oh yeah, some people don't have a computer that they're not checking their email every day, or they don't have email that they check every single day, maybe like we do, right? Especially like a housekeeper or some other, you know, line level employer or any kind of employee. They don't check their email every day, but they use their phone every single day. They're on Facebook every single day. So these are opportunities. I'm going to go in through some steps that I took this week. It has been pretty successful. And, you know, I like to try everything before I quit. And then I don't even quit. I just keep going. I just keep trying other things. But all right, so here's what I did this week. And Sarah and I love these platforms. That's what we're talking about them. Yeah. All right, so the first thing is, don't just post your link, right? Maybe a link to your career site that, of your choice. Like, let's say an Indeed. If you posted an Indeed ad for a front desk supervisor or housekeeper, whatever it was, you're not going to just post that link to let's say LinkedIn. Hey guys, I'm hiring. Here's a link. Apply now. That doesn't work. That doesn't get people to get eyeballs across. And what LinkedIn, you have to understand that platform too. So like LinkedIn loves images. People love images. People love video. So how are you using video and images to convey what you're doing? So our purpose, we're hiring. So let me share exactly what we did in the last day or two. And I posted this 18 hours ago, and I almost have over 9,000 views now.
Amazing.
184 likes and 21 comments. And out of this, I've gotten a bunch of people saying, hey, I would love to come join you. And folks that I've had connections in the past. They've shared it too. I think we've got like 15 or 20 shares of this. But in the post, I actually say like and share, right? So it's not just like let me see, I can pull it up at the bottom of this. It says hit the like button so to help me spread the word. So if you want something, you have to ask for it, right? And so you're like, well, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know how to build this graphic. Very easy. And Sarah and I talk about this in our boot camps. Use a product like Canva. I subscribe to Envato Elements, and basically it's here it is. You can get video templates, music, sound effects, graphics, presentations. Basically, I just type in hiring, enter, and boom, here is the actual design.
Main graphic that you use.
Here's the design, right? And then all you do is you make it your own. And I have Photoshop, so I just changed the graphics and made it our own. Look, so if you see what it was originally, we just cut it down and made it our own, right? And all of these graphics were built in that one file. So think creatively, and you can also use Canva. And so if I type in inside Canva, hiring, and I'm actually not paying for Canva right now, but they still have a lot of free tools that you can use. Sarah, you use it every single day, right?
Oh, yes. In fact, I actually used it to redo the graphics of my upcoming book myself. So to give you an idea, it's amazing what you can do with it. But yeah, definitely, they have so many clean designs, and it's really user friendly as well too. You can change the colors, you can change the fonts. Maybe if you have an idea, or maybe you don't have an idea. I mean, look at Rupesh is scrolling. Look at all of these different options. So really not complicated. And again, you can even use it for free, or you can even pay for it as well too. But it just depends on how you're using it. But it's such an amazing tool. But yes, going back to that is like, how do you draw eyes on your post with images? So you can create those images to help get people know that you're hiring, and then maybe you can highlight those different things that are what are the different incentives as far as like working at your company. Maybe there is a bonus, like if they end up being hired within a certain time period, or maybe there's an incentive to your current employees as well too. So a lot of different ways to think outside of the box with that. But again, is what Rupesh was talking about, and him even sharing, is utilizing your network. So it just doesn't go live on these platforms. It doesn't just go live on Indeed and just hope people find it.
Yeah. And so if you look at it, when I post something, it's not just like, hey, I'm hiring, but I share a story behind it. So like this GM worked for us for 10 years and she's moving now. And so now I'm looking for an energetic and caring GM to help us build a strong team and achieve and regain our award-winning status at this property, right? We'll be working very closely with me. So it's a story. It's not like, hey, we're just hiring, right?
Yeah.
And that's a tip that right there that you can use. And if you see it starts off with I'm hiring, or something that's kind of emotional, like, oh my God, right? Instead of just like, hey, we're hiring, right? Or I mean, we're like, whatever, right? And if you look at my spacing, like a lot of people make the mistake of just like jumbling everything together. And then you're like, I can't read it. Cause on social media, it's bite size what matters. So I always, if you go back to any of my posts, it's always bite size. So you can get chunks of it, right? And I love that we could do that, and then really connect with people, right? And so I think that's an opportunity for all of us, no matter what position it is, that you break it down, use graphics, use video. Use video. And if you need tools, Sarah can share like 1,000 tools that she uses just on video. Reach out to her on like a direct message, and she'll be happy to help you with that. Now, the next thing is you maybe use a platform like Indeed, which we use. I think it's probably the most popular right now over any other recruiting platform website right now in the United States. So what I'm talking about, this is all going to be about the United States. I don't know what else is in your other markets if you're outside this country. So if you have the graphic now, you can actually post that graphic on Facebook, because remember, a portion of your audience, portion of those people that might be working for you or could be working with you is on Facebook, right? So are you using Facebook and targeting those people? And you can do that by taking this picture, uploading it to your hotel's website or
Mhm.
even your personal page, I recommend hotel website or your hotel's Facebook page, right? Post it, then go back and do a boost on that post. But
Mhm.
not only are you posting it in the post, but you're also posting it in Facebook jobs. So within your Facebook hotel profile, there's a section called jobs, and you could post a job there for free, but no one's going to really see it besides the people that follow you. And honestly, the people are probably that are following your hotel are your guests and maybe some of your friends, right?
Yeah.
What about everybody else that's looking for a job? They're not following you. So the only way you're going to get to them is if you boost the post, and then you can pick a range, like a mile range. I think we picked like 30 miles out within the hotel. And I recommend that, and then boost it. And then, for $10, $25, $5, depending on your budget, boost it and see what happens, right? And see if you can get that. This is an opportunity, and you can use it for multiple different types of positions. So maybe if it didn't work for housekeeping, guess what? It might work for another position. So don't just give up just because it's one thing wasn't successful, or maybe you got it like 50 people or 100 people that applied, but 90% of them aren't qualified, or 99% of them aren't qualified. Don't be discouraged by that. Keep it going. Try other things. Facebook has millions of people on there, right? It might even be billions, but I know there's hundreds of millions of people. But there are opportunities just within Facebook. Next is, of course, Indeed. And within Indeed, and Sarah, I'm not sure how long you have here. I have
I'm here.
I have like 10 minutes. So Indeed is an opportunity. Like, we all post on Indeed, but are you actually sponsoring the post? And I think some people make a mistake of not sponsoring that post. So you can sponsor the post. You can also sponsor where you pay for applicants, basically, right? And you go through the process. And for us, we write down exactly in the title, not just hotel manager, but maybe what the pay was. And we also write with experience if we're talking about the pay. So they know that, if I'm going to be making this much money, that I have to have experience before they click on that button, and we charge the sponsor fee or whatever the cost of acquiring that person, right? So if you put that in the title, hotel general manager, hotel housekeeping supervisor, or front office, whatever it is, if you put in like the dollar amount, then with experience, it's like, I don't have experience, so I'm not going to click on that button. It saves us, the person that's posting the job, money, because it's sometimes expensive, $5, $10 a click, right? But I would definitely put a budget towards these things. If you don't, you're missing a huge opportunity to spread the word. Next is Glassdoor.
Yeah.
Glassdoor, it is a website where you can go in for a decent price. You can go up and push your message across to that group of people. And guess what? They spread the word too through other recruiting and other platforms too. So Glassdoor. Sarah, do you know anything about Glassdoor?
So as an applicant, I actually like Glassdoor. I wanted to bring that up because, yes, obviously you want to use it to put the word out there and to reach potential applicants. But I also think as a business owner, it's great because basically previous employees kind of can rate what it's like or share a little bit of their experience of what it was like to work for a company. And so what's really great is that that's a really useful tool for us to kind of like take a look at our business and be like, okay, wow, maybe there's a common thing here where this is an area that we need to improve on. Or, wow, this is the feedback, is that people feel like it's their second family. Great. And maybe you can even use some of those key phrases in your when you're talking about the positions that you're hiring for. It's like, like, come join and like our second family, or whatever it is. Like you can use some of that language. So I think Glassdoor is really useful as far as knowing what you might need to improve on, knowing what's working, and then certainly reaching potential applicants.
Yeah, and I think Glassdoor is an opportunity where, how we use TripAdvisor for guests.
Yeah.
Well, Glassdoor is for employees, basically.
Yes, definitely.
They share the good, bad, the ugly, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Glassdoor, and you take that review just like you do any review, and you do your research. It's not just like, Glassdoor says this hotel or this operation or this whatever this company is bad. Do your research. So go all these other platforms and do your research. And it's the same thing. We're talking about social media. We're talking about anything else. Like you have to not just focus on one channel, but go across and then do your homework and get well educated before you make a decision. So definitely Glassdoor is an opportunity. Next is use that same graphic that we made, post it up in a Google ad. Go to Google, just type in Google ad. Super easy. You can target people based on location, based on, like there's so many different demographics. I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can use Google Keyword Planner to find out what people are searching for in your market for this specific job. And also Google has their jobs platform too. So that's an opportunity there if you're not using it. And then, you can also use YouTube as a video channel for search. And that's another opportunity. Now,
Rupesh, I have a question that maybe others might have for Google Ads. Is it like, does it have to be that expensive? Is it expensive? Not necessarily.
No. So you put a budget down.
Yeah.
Based on the keyword. So that's why you go to the Google Keyword Planner to find out how much people are paying for a search term or for a word. So like if you were using Sarah Dandashy, other people can buy your name and use it to go to their website, right?
Fun.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
With your hotels. This is not only for hiring, but for like booking too. Like if you go to the Google Keyword Planner and you type in Hampton Inn, Orlando by Disney, right? You find out how many people are searching for that keyword, or you can just they'll give you ideas of what people are searching for. If you just type in whatever, your website, like you can just put your website, it'll give you ideas of what people are searching for your website.
Wow.
Like it's reverse, right? So if you use a keyword planner, you'll know what the costs are behind it. And you can know that Sarah Dandashy is $100,000 a click.
Obviously. No, but that's great. I wanted to ask that because I'm sure others were probably thinking it's like, okay, like Google Ads, it might seem intimidating because it might maybe seem like it would cost a lot. So I love that you broke that down so that you can kind of pick and choose what works best for your budget. So that's great.
Yeah. And also Google offers a free, I think not free, but like they give you a credit for the first time if you just opened up.
I visit like $150 credit. It's a sizable amount.
It's a big amount. I mean, it could last you a couple of weeks or at least a month or two, right?
Yeah.
We use Google Ads every single day for operations, for our marketing. This is an opportunity for hiring, right? All right. Next is if you've already placed an ad in Indeed, there's also the opportunity to place a free ad in LinkedIn. And then guess what? Sponsor it. So, a lot of these things cost money, but this is the name of the game right now. If you want to get ahead of the pack, and if you want to get ahead in the search, like pay for it for a short term. Like we're not saying do it for like 2 months, do it for a couple of weeks, do it for 1 week, do it for 7 days, 10 days, right? Pick it from like Monday through Friday where people are on LinkedIn compared to the weekend, right? And some of those things. So LinkedIn jobs are definitely an opportunity. It's a free thing, and then boost it so you can get some opportunities to get the message across, right? Yeah. Next, we talk about this. Sarah and I talk about this all the time. She does an amazing job with this. It's build your influence, right? And I feel like your personal brand, which we always talk about, is going to be with you no matter what position you are in, no matter where you are in life. Like it goes with you till you die, right? Your personal brand. What are people thinking about you? What do people know about you? When they say Sarah Dandashy, what do they think, right? Off the bat. And so building your influence on social media is a thing for now and into the future. That's why I have within 18 hours, I have 9,000 people looking at my post, right? Because I've spent the time and energy to keep this going, right? Where I'm teaching. I try not to, 99% of the time, I don't sell you anything. I'm just here to teach you guys. And Sarah does the same thing. We're just here to educate you. And that's how you build your influence. So if you're passionate about something within the industry, talk about it, build your influence. Sarah, what can you say about building influence and personal branding?
Well, I think it ties into actually what you mentioned earlier, where you were talking about on the post, sharing a little bit of your story. And I wanted to bring this back into it because when you're talking about building your influence, I mean, a couple of things. A, you always want to lead with value. Okay. So you're not selling anything. You are constantly being like, hey, this is what I've learned, or this is what I know about. And you're sharing, in essence, this information for free. So that's how you build trust, because you're basically helping educate people. And once you build this level of trust, once it comes time to different things where it's like, okay, maybe we do need to hire this, you've already established a certain level of credibility. And that's what people are attracted to. They want people that it's like, oh, they see they're legitimate. They've put forward the effort. We have an idea of what that person might be like to work with, or I like watching them, so I know I'm going to like working with them. And then tying back into what Rupesh said earlier, this story element, you make it personal. And so much about how you're building influence is not only are you adding value, but if you share that value in a personal way, that's how people get to know and realize who you are. So people want to work with you. You mentioned Hampton Inn. There are a lot of Hampton Inns. Why do they want to work at this one? Location, but then it's also probably the other people that are working there as well too. So don't underestimate the story and then that sort of influence element as well too, because that's the personal tie that's going to bring people to that property.
Yeah. And because we share every week what's happening in the hospitality industry or what's just happening with us within our personal lives, people, I wrote down trust, value, credibility.
Yeah.
Believe in all of those things. And this is what we do. I don't have anything to hide. You can call my staff 24 hours a day. They'll tell you what kind of person I am, right? I'm a night auditor at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're going to tell you what kind of person I am, right? And that's building your influence. That's building your trust around your community. And this is what we're here for. Guys, this is the tips that I have that are actionable that you can take back today and start improving the process of getting people into the door, finding more people. Guess what? If you had 10 people lined up and 10 people didn't show up, that is the reality today. So how do you get 100, 500 people to see that post, 500 people to apply, and then maybe out of that, you might get 3 people, that's sales. That's sales 101. And you go out to like 1,000 people, guess what? You might have 1 sale out of that, right? It's the same thing when you're doing marketing for your hotel to sell rooms. It's the same thing. So hiring is no different. Sarah, any last words?
I would just say also just kind of like poll and see what people want, and try different things. And maybe you notice that like using this certain language on your post or, advertising that you're hiring, maybe that attracts more people. So like play around with different things. Maybe you talk about like, this is like the incentive for joining, or there's a hiring bonus, whatever that language is. If it works, use it, but try different things to see what works best for you. So that's my final words on that.